5 ways vocal distortion is ruining your voice. Vocal distortion is a highly desired yet a highly misunderstood vocal technique. You must do it in the right place so that you don't damage your voice. There are some people who like having that raspy sound to their voice, but eventually, if your voice is naturally kind of raspy, it could be that you already have some vocal damage there. Now, even if you like that sound, it's worth learning to be able to have a clean sound so that you can choose whether you have rasp or not, so that you make sure that your voice isn't damaged. Now, if you do vocal distortion and you have pain afterwards, that is a sign that there is probably some damage. Your vocal cords don't have any nerve endings, so it's really difficult to tell. But having a sore throat is a sign, because it means you're not using the right technique. So if you feel kind of scratchy inside and dry and sore there, you must go and see someone, a voice coach or a voice therapist, who can help you to use your voice in the right way so that you don't cause damage. Now, if you have vocal damage, a voice coach is not the right person to go to. Go to a doctor first. A doctor will be able to refer you to the right people. And if you need some help, they can refer you to a voice therapist, or you may be able to find one online. So I've got a few things to go through, and I'm going to give you a way that's going to help you to use vocal distortion safely towards the end of this video. And that isn't to bait you to keep watching. It's because I want to give you all of the things that are hindering your voice, that are ruining your voice, before I give you the solution, because I want you to be able to recognize what is happening before you fix it. Number 1 on my list is bad distortion technique. I've already mentioned technique a couple of times, and it's very, very important. Now, you may have bad distortion technique because you're not sure how to do it, because you're guessing, or you've followed bad advice. I've seen lots of people all over the internet and in general conversations trying to show people how to create vocal distortion, and they're not even doing it right themselves. There are a couple of people who even say, I'm not a voice coach. Well, why are you teaching people how to do it then if you're not a voice coach and you don't know how to you don't know how to do it, and you don't know how to teach? That's a sign right there not to follow those people, okay? So bad vocal technique, if people are saying create it by clearing your throat, pretending to clear your throat, that's not the right way to do it. You might feel like it sounds right, but eventually you're going to notice that if you don't right now, you're going to start creating some kind of damage there. You're going to start to feel dry, raspy. Vocal distortion is very drying anyway, so you must make sure that you stay hydrated while you're practicing it and while you're doing it. But you shouldn't have any kind of pain. You shouldn't feel like you need to cough while or after you're doing it. And you shouldn't have a croaky voice when you finish. You should be able to create vocal distortion and then use a clean voice without any distortion straight away. So you shouldn't need any recovery time in between. Number 2 on my list is not warming up. I don't know why I have to keep well, I do know why I have to keep telling people this. Warming up feels boring, but only if you're not paying attention and you're not focusing on your vocal health. Your vocal cords are muscles, okay? They're made up with muscles, and there's muscles around them, and there's other muscles within your body that you use when you sing. So you need to warm up those muscles to prepare for singing. Most people don't like warming up, but everyone hates losing their voice. So choose your demon. What would you rather? Spend 20 to 30 minutes warming up and looking after your voice, or spend a few weeks or even a few months or even years not being able to sing because you didn't do the basics of warming up? You must warm up your voice, especially if you're going to be using belting or vocal distortion. Number 3 on my list is lack of basic vocal technique. There are some of you out there who don't have basic vocal technique, and you're trying to use distortion, and you're trying to add vibrato, and you're trying to do riffs and runs, and you're trying to belt, you're trying to use powerful high notes, you're trying to get to the low notes, you're trying to sing long notes, and you're trying to use these melodies that go up and down and all over the place, and you don't even have basic technique. Start with the basics. I am lecturing you, right? Because this is important. I was actually a music lecturer in college for 10 years, right? So I'm good at it. Now, for those of you who sing punk or you sing rock in a way that doesn't feel like you need to have basic vocal technique, I don't mean being able to sing like Mariah Carey or Jessie J or Ariana Grande or Billie Eilish. I don't mean any of that. Those are my go-tos, okay? Freddie Mercury, Bruno Mars, the really good singers. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is using your voice the way it was intended to be used. We don't use our voices properly in the Western world. And the reason for that is that when we're kids, we are told to stop shouting, stop screaming, be quiet, no up, all of that nonsense. And then there are some communities where children are seen and not heard, where women are not supposed to speak out of turn, where if you're poor, you're not supposed to speak your mind. And we have all of these restrictions on us, and all of that manifests in our voices. And if you're not able to use your voice the way it was supposed to be, what we do is we compensate and we use our voices wrong even when we're speaking. Some of us even start whispering, and whispering is worse for your voice than shouting is. I do cover that in other videos. It's not for now. But if you don't even use the right vocal technique when you talk, how can you possibly expect to use the right vocal technique when you sing? You must learn the basics. Stand in the right posture. If you're sitting down, sit with the right posture. You don't want to be hunched over. That's the first thing. You've got no space for your lungs to fill up. You don't want to be lifting your head to try and reach high notes. Your voice isn't up there. Okay, your voice creates high notes by your vocal cords coming together. So reaching up there isn't going to do anything. And in fact, it causes tension. Tension harms your voice. Once you learn the right techniques, you learn how to hit a high note properly. You learn how to sing with power properly. Once you've got basic vocal technique, then you can add distortion technique. You've got to do it in the right order. You can't learn it all in one go. You didn't learn how to add up and multiply and divide all in one go. You had to learn one thing at a time. You had to learn what the numbers mean first. And it's the same with singing. Learn the different parts of your vocal anatomy. Learn how to use them, how to coordinate them, and how to use your voice in the right way. Then learn vocal distortion. Number 4 on my list. Using vocal distortion instead of hitting the right notes. I see this everywhere. I see it in untrained singers. I see it in some trained singers who have lost their technique. I see it in rock singers who have never learned any vocal technique or have had a couple of lessons. I've spoken to so many people who said, oh, I know what I'm doing. I've had a couple of lessons. I've had a few driving lessons. Doesn't mean that I can go and race Lewis Hamilton, does it? That would be ridiculous. People take their voices for granted, A, because it comes for free, and B, because you can't feel it, and C, because you can't see it. If your voice was outside of you and you could see the damage that you're doing to it, you would hopefully take some action to learn how to use your voice properly. I went on a bit of a rant there, but getting back to the point, using distortion to hit the notes, using growling to hit the notes rather than hitting the notes, that isn't going to do anything for you. It might sound impressive to a few people who don't know what they're listening to, and it might be a good cheat for you for a couple of years, but eventually you're going to have no voice left. You're not going to be able to hit anything. Look after your voice. Number 5 on my list, continuing to use distortion in the wrong way, even though you know that you're doing it the wrong way. I don't even know what to say about that. I can't even. Right, if you're serious about singing, and especially if you want to build a professional singing career, this is what I do. I help singers to build professional singing careers. I'm not just a singing teacher. In fact, that's only one small part of what I do. If you're serious about this, watch this warm-up video that's going to help you to warm your voice up properly and get it ready and put it in the right place for vocal distortion. So I'm also going to put it in the description, and I'm going to link it in the pinned comment when I remember. So hopefully this has helped you. I've told you off a little bit, okay, if any of those things apply to you. But it's very, very, very important to look after your voice, look after your overall health, and look after your vocal health. Look after your voice, and your voice will look after you. I have enjoyed and continue to enjoy a very, very exciting singing career, and I can help you to do the same. I've helped thousands of singers to do exactly what they want every single day of their lives, and I can help you to do the same. Look after your voice, and watch the video that's going to come up somewhere around here for a step-by-step guide to how to use vocal distortion without killing your voice. I'll see you very soon. Stay hydrated. Ciao!